Hello, my name is Mike Shreve, and welcome to this tutorial, CSS Guide and Intro to CSS. This is video 1, so we're going to talk about two things in dealing with CSS. One is the sort of ordering of files within the project, and then the second is browser default styles. So let's go ahead and go to our text editor. I'm using Notepad++. I have here my index.html. All you can see, all it is just header tag, some text, header tag, some text. That's all our page is. Got the title tag here, and then we'll talk a little bit about this style sheet here in a second. But I want to go ahead and go File, New, and make a CSS comment, and you do it this way. And you close your comments like that. And then let's go ahead and click File, Save. And I've created a folder on my desktop, you can see here, CSS Guide. I already saved my index.html. Let's go ahead and actually create a new folder within the CSS Guide folder and call it CSS. And you'll see why here in a second. Go ahead and double click that. And we will call this main.css. Click Save, and as you can see, it's highlighted now as a CSS style. Now let's jump back to our HTML document, and I'll show you how and why I am setting it up this way. So to put in a CSS style sheet, or to link to a CSS style sheet, you just do the link tag, you make the href to the path, or the file path, and as you can see, I did the CSS, because this is our CSS folder, and then we'll look at this one here actually, CSS folder, and then main.css. You set the relationship to style sheet, the type, text, CSS, and then for now we'll just go media equals all. Now you may be noticing or asking yourself, why do we have this other reset.css? The reason that I've marked this, or the reason that I've included this reset.css is the second part of what I wanted to talk about in this tutorial, which is the default browser styles. So as you go about doing your CSS, if you don't remember that every browser has its own default styles, you'll get really frustrated because you'll just be coding along and then you'll try to view the page in the browser and it'll be wrong, or it won't be what you're looking for. So what we can do here is take a look at our web page, the index.html. Go ahead and double click that. And as you can see here, initially it looks like this page doesn't have any styling, but it really does. By looking at the browser preferences, we can see that we can change the default settings. So now it's totally different than what we thought it was going to be. And so it's important to remember that every browser has its own default setting. It doesn't really matter what they are right now because we're going to use what are called resets. So if you go to cssreset.com, I really like Eric Meyer's Reset CSS 2.0. All you have to do is click Get the Code. I like to copy the minified version. Go ahead and copy it. It says your script has been copied. Let's jump back to our text editor. File, New. Go ahead and Control-V that, or paste it if you want. And if you're totally stickler about it, you can come in and make it look nice. But go ahead and hit File, Save, and then we'll just name this reset.css and put this in our CSS file. And now what we've done is we've reset the CSS so that whatever we decide the styles are going to be in our main.css, that's what it's going to be, and not the browser's styles. And so that's why I have this second link here to link href equals css reset.css. And so that is how to set up your files for the project and how to deal with browser default styles.